Welcome to Exploring Vermilion Red. This week, the color for COVID healing and the whole lockdown situation is Vermilion Red. And this is an amazing color. This color is a deeply healing color, but it's about connection. You know, a lot of us are feeling really disconnected. We're at home, we're in isolation, but Vermilion Red is about the network and the telepathic network that we all have together. We use the internet a lot, but our intuitive gifts and capacities are actually much like the internet. I believe, it's my belief, that mobile phones and the internet has increased the speed of communication, but our brains have been able to communicate like this for a very long time. So with Vermilion Red, we are using our innate capacities to have like telepathy with each other and to fall into harmony and fall into tune. And I believe that our ancestors had this, and all of us have these skills. Sometimes mother's intuition is connected to this. They're not with their children and they suddenly feel something is wrong, and then later it's confirmed. Or it might be the feeling like the phone is ringing and you don't know who it is, but you think, I know who's calling me, and you pick it up and it's that person. Or you have this feeling that you should call this person and you're thinking about them every day, and then they call you out of the blue and you say, you know, I've been thinking about you for the last 3 days. So thoughts, in the shamanic view, thoughts are things, you know, so we have our thoughts. The energy of our thought goes out. It's an invisible energy. Sometimes my mind is really blown when people don't believe in it, or they're quite cynical about these ideas and these energies. And I'm thinking, well, you know, your mobile phone you hold, and you know that your mobile phone is sending out an invisible signal, and that another mobile phone can pick it up. And, you know, our brains, they say we only use 1/10 of our brain. So what is the rest of the brain doing? You know, our ancestors use these skills. We have these skills innately within us, but we don't always use them. They're there and they're untapped a lot of times. Or indeed, if you do tap into them and use them, you could be criticized for it or chastised, or, people can look down upon it like, oh, that's not really true. But you know when you have a true experience of that. And I think this color, the Vermilion Red, has a history with it that is linked to an Atlantean sort of myth or story, for those of you who work with the Atlantean mythology as an ancestral lineage, some of us do, that we used to be more connected to each other. We used to have, we talk about the philosophy of the oneness, right? That we're all connected. But, you know, what does that really mean, and what does that feel like? You know, today, scientists like Greg Braden talk about coherence and the fields. You know, the heart math people talk about coherence. And the Vermilion Red is about that coherence and how we create and tune into that code of harmonious reality, where we're interconnected, we're aware of others, we're in the field with them, this field of connection. It's also called the morphinogenic field. There are scientists who work a lot with morphinogenic fields, and we are connected to each other. But how much do we use it? So this is the color, the red color, and in the Colour Athenaeum tradition, we work with it, that at the third eye, there's this vermilion red crystal. And, you know, our pineal and pituitary glands have been known to, you know, that's exactly where they reside. And there are elements in them in our body, but that we used to have a much more developed system within. So meditation and journeying, we're using the pineal, pituitary, third eye energies, and Vermilion Red is about that network. So we're going to explore Vermilion Red today, but before we get into the exploration of that interconnection that we have together, I'm just going to open directions and you can join me. I'm going to invite you to just tune in, and we're creating sacred space together now before we delve into the energies of exploring that. Okay, so I'd like you to bring your attention to the east where the sun rises. And just feel yourself planted on the ground wherever you are. Become aware. Feel like your feet have roots and you're going into the ground and you're looking where the sun rises on the horizon. And you're just sending out a feeling of a wave of gratitude. Thank you to the spirits of the East. Become aware of what's in the East for you. Okay, and thank it. And it's like, wait for the wave of energy to return to you and feel the blessings and support from the East right now. Bringing your attention to the south, the noonday sun high in the sky. Thanking the spirits of the south for their protection and their love and their care as we work today. And feeling the grace and the love coming to you from that direction. Acknowledging that. Let it enter your heart. Let it touch you. Thank you, spirits of the south. And now we bring our attentions to the spirit of the west, the setting sun, the letting go of the day. Thanking the spirits of the west for their support and love as we work. Your gratitude goes out and a wave of love returns to you. Yes, okay. Feels good. Now, the spirits of the north, we thank them for their support and their love as we work tonight. Still, you're planted in your center. You feel the north. And thank them for their love and their support as we work tonight. Feels good, feels good. Thank you. Lovely presences today. Yeah, the Vermilion Red Network is switched on. Okay. And now we go to the lower world and we thank the animals, the power animals, the wise ones and teachers. And from the lower world, usually in the animal form, we thank them for their help. Thank you. They often protect our bodies, so you might feel the animals that wish to protect you and support you, and you can welcome them in. Okay. And we come to the middle world spirits, the spirits of place, the elements, fire, the sun, the warmth, the air, the beautiful air, the oxygen we breathe, the earth herself, which gives us all our food, clothing, and shelter. Thank you. And the waters, which help to detoxify us and purify us and hold us. Indeed, we are water. We are holding the water. So thanking the element of water. And your local nature spirits, the spirit of nature where you reside, just putting out that wave of gratitude to them for their support and love as we work. Okay. And feel it return. Whatever you acknowledge, acknowledges you. You know, you create relationship as you open directions. That's why we spend time doing this. You know where you are and who you're with in spirit world, creating your temple, your sacred space. Now moving to the upper world, we thank all the angelic realms for being present, the Colour masters, the angels, the wise ones, the gurus, the saints, the sages, the ancestors, all of those angelic, spiritual upper world, benevolent, loving kin that wish to support you in your exploration. And we especially invite in the Atlantean elders who wish to bring enlightenment to the planet right now. This is one of the Atlantean color rays. Yeah. Okay, so the Atlanteans are here with us. Oh gosh, every hair is standing on end. Okay, so we thank all the helpers that wish to enlighten us, to bring us in this time of COVID lockdown into deep peace and harmony within ourselves. And as we create that inner harmony, then we can share it with others. If you're in a space of depression, upsetness, and trauma, whatever you're going through, it's not really what you want to be feeding into the Vermilion Red Network, right? So what we want to do is get into that place within where we feel the peace and the love. So let us tune into our own heart now, bringing ourselves into our own inner coherence before we start plugging into the matrix of souls. Okay, so taking a deep breath in and feeling your belly, really let your belly expand. You might want to count for your breath in and hold it for the same count. Exhale for the same amount. Hold it for the same amount of time. And inhale. So we're going to breathe in. Hold, suspend. Breathe out. Suspend. And breathe in. We could do this meditation together. A few more breaths. Okay. Feeling that peace and that silence within, I'm going to do a little rattling for you. We've got some birds here, they're chirping away. And birds are a perfect example of the Vermilion Red. They talk to each other. I'm here, everything's good, there's danger. You know, they communicate through their song to each other. So we are actually always in the Vermilion Red Network. We are whatever state of being we're in, whatever meditative or not meditative state, we are constantly emanating energy. We're emanating thoughts. We're emanating our own personal vibration. So it's our individual responsibility to come into our own harmony so that we generate the most positive fields to fill out into the world. We don't want to be sending our distress or upsetnesses or anger. We don't want to be sending that out into the collective. So the Vermilion Red energy helps us become conscious of what we're putting out into the general field, okay? So we're becoming aware. So tuning into your own heart, I want you just to, even if you need to, feel your own pulse and get into that vermilion red. Our blood is probably very, when it's oxygenated, very red, vermilion red color. And feeling your own pulse beat, feeling your own personal rhythm. I want you to become aware of the energy that you emanate. Scan yourself and feel what's happening to you. As you're a node, you are a portal on the Vermilion Red Network. So what's happening in your field right now? And ask for the angelic love and support, the help that you need, the particular frequency to be with you now as you fall into your own depths. The support and love of the Vermilion Red Network is there to raise you higher, to bring you into your harmony. And feel yourself falling into your inner harmony and become aware of the support that is available to you in spirit. Feel behind you the loving ancestors in the Vermilion Red Network who wish to sustain you, to uplift you, to hold you, to inform you, to help you enlighten your life, to help you stay positive, to give you healing, and allow that particular your node to connect to their node right now. So feel the love of the ancestors standing behind you. And allow that love flow to descend from the older generations, the ones in spirit, who are wanting to help you, who are so wishing to find an entry into this world to uplift their descendants, the ones they've left here. Let them fill you with love, wisdom, and grace through the Vermilion Red Network. And feel where you receive that in your body. Now, that is going to continue. You are plugged in. Allow the moving forward and become aware of what's on the sides. Feel like you're in a grid, in a matrix of connection to other souls. These are lifelines. Physically, we cannot be together, but spiritually, we are very much together. And feel that energy from your node, that love in your heart. Let it raise up. Come into your third eye. Feel yourself, the roots. You grounded yourself when we opened directions. And now you're opening to angelic presence, love, divine love from the Vermilion Red Ray to help you to connect to the ones you should be connecting to, the ones who you are in resonance with, who are creating the harmonious codes of reality. And breathing into that, let your consciousness become aware of who needs love in your network right now. That you love your family, ones who is showing up on your Vermilion Red radar right now. As Vermilion Red sits with you and blesses you, allow the love of your ancestors, the love of the Vermilion Red master and mistresses, the angelic presences. Allow that to travel through the network to whoever needs. The wish or intent is whoever in your network needs that loving support right now. Let it flow from the divine. You are not controlling it. You don't need to direct it. You just need to be the Vermilion Red presence. Lifting yourself up. Choosing the right community of visionaries, choosing to be in the visionary state to create harmony. And when you go against your own harmony or the harmony of the whole, the greater vision, knowing that you will get a feedback from this Vermilion Red loop to bring yourself, realign yourself, to bring yourself back into harmony. So letting your sensitivities increase. They're saying that many of us are depleted on this ray, and that we are like you would go to the petrol station and let gas be filled up in your tank. They want us to receive this Vermilion Red so that we bring ourselves into harmony, and then we can feel the harmony within. actually being extended without. The most important part, bringing yourself into harmony. And the harmony then flows out where it needs to be. So, trusting that flow, feeling the flow enter to you from Vermilion Red, and let your reservoir be filled. Much like the veins and the arteries in our bodies send the blood around and circulate, in the Vermilion Red network, when we meditate, we can choose to elevate ourselves and allow that energy to percolate outwardly to those who need it. Just we match and meet other people who are meditating, and we create these harmonious, coherent fields, bringing greater peace and greater love. Amidst all the chaos and amidst all the fear, we benefit when we choose to link in to the Vermilion Red network. So being in the Vermilion Red, being aware, letting that love flow through you from the ancestors, from the Vermilion Red beings who wish to let that love flow and go out to the ones who need the flow, who need the energy. And you're witnessing and you're watching it happen. You're not controlling it, you're seeing it, you're sensing it, you're feeling it. And you know that you're being used as a vessel for the divine. And as you're being filled up with this energy, you may suddenly think of somebody who needs a phone call from you, who needs to have a video chat with you. Allow whoever that is to come into your awareness now. Who is it in your Vermilion Red network who needs to hear from you? Who in the Vermilion Red network wishes to reach you now? And now this is a bit different. Make note of ones, perhaps ones who are already in spirit, ancestors or loved ones, who might be wishing to tap you on the shoulder and give you a message right now. Be open to receive that message from the loved ones who have crossed over. Imagine you're talking to them on the phone, or they're putting their hand on their shoulder and giving you comfort. And the Vermilion Red Master wishes now to give us a gift. So please put your hands in front of you to receive the gift from Vermilion Red. I'll turn sideways so you can see. They are pouring energy into us now, but they're going to give you your Vermilion Red crystal. And so closing your hands, feeling that energy. And now bring that energy to your third eye and your head, and hold your hands there now for a few moments. And now bring your hands to the sides of your head. And to the back of your head. and knowing that you are held in the Vermilion Red Network. Clicked in, placing your hand on your third eye, pressing in, and your hand behind. Activating your Vermilion Red energy to the sides now, on the temples. And when you want to use this energy, tapping your third eye to activate your Vermilion Red, your pineal, pituitary, tapping here, tapping on the sides, tapping on the top of your head, tapping on the back of your head. And now just brush that energy through and sweep across your body. Okay. Take a deep breath in, Vermilion Red. Deep breath out, the Vermilion Red. You are connected in the divine, always. There are so many portals, so many colors, entrances into the divine. And Vermilion Red is with you this week to help sustain you through the COVID lockdown and enable you to reach the loving ancestors who have gone before and allow you to reach out to the ones who are here with you now, who might need to hear from you. So before we close, if you want to write a comment about how the Vermilion Red was for you, or how the ancestor felt for you, or who it is that you need to reach out to, I'd like to do a shout out right now to a beloved man, Patrick Daniel, who is in a hospital right now. He's on a breathing machine, and he may or may not be leaving his body shortly. We don't know, but he's a dear friend's father. And in the Midlands in the UK. And let us all, with the Vermilion Red Network, together, I feel quite emotional right now because this is a very nice man. And let us send our Vermilion Red love to help him in whatever way his soul decides. Let's just see him showered with Vermilion Red, supported by the angelic all around him, and all the people taking care of him in the hospital. And then Vermilion Red Network of Harmony reaching all the people and carers in the hospitals who have been frontline workers, and those who have not been frontline workers, but those who are assisting with the medical situations all over, bringing awareness and consciousness and love, and to sustain them in this Vermilion Red Network from all the energy we've generated this time together. Let us feed that love and see it reaching like blood pumping through the veins, our heart of love together. That love, that invisible love in that network, moving out to those who need the sustenance right now, who need to feel uplifted and sustained so they can continue the good works that they are doing in support of others who are really in distress, and the comfort arriving to those who are in distress, whoever needs it. So thank you for joining this circle of love, of colorful love together in this Vermilion Red Network. I am honored, pleased, enjoy to feel I can share this space with you, and I can see some of you there. Because I'm doing it on my phone, I don't see like everybody who's in, but I can see a few of you, and I'm so happy to share this space with you. And I'll look at the comments afterward and I will comment back to you. So thank you, and see you next week. Have a beautiful Vermilion Red held sacred time this week. Blessings and love. Bye for now.